Hello and welcome. We are in the official launch of Embodied Shakti Leadership Facilitator Training. My name is Annabelle Hart. I'm a 3 times international best-selling author, medicine woman, and teacher. And I'm so delighted to be here with you today. We're extending on the conversation we shared yesterday about certified and non-certified. What's the difference and why value one or the other? And today we're going in a same but different direction, speaking to why this is a facilitator program and what this is offering the women who come into this experience, but also how that ripples into your partner, your children, your family, your friends, your clients, the community, the collective at large, talking about the ripple effect of this movement that we're here co-creating together. And I also feel to elaborate on the mother jaguar spirit that's very much alive and buzzing within me, and how that relates to this course in particular, and why there's an application process. So we've got a little bit to uncover together today. Let's start with the facilitator program. So yes, this is a certified facilitator training. As we discussed yesterday, if you are someone who doesn't value trainings and certifications, this course is not for you. I am not for you. I am a very unique flavor and I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. The course, given that it's coming through me, this particular creation, is also going to be a unique flavor, and it may not be everyone's cup of tea. And if you do not value trainings and certifications, this is not for you. Okay, cool. So if you do value trainings and certifications, this is for you. And there's different layers to this experience that we're creating here together through this course. And one of them, first and foremost, is personal healing and evolution. Given that we are women, and whether you still have your physical womb intact or not, I know some women choose to have hysterectomies and such, you still have the energetic imprint of a womb. So even you can connect to the wisdom and the wonder of your womb, regardless of whether it physically resides within your physical body or not. And within our wombs, energetically and or physically, we are diving into not only personal healing and evolution, but also ancestral and collective. And so the best way to kind of phrase this is that we're diving into multidimensional healing and evolution. It's very extensive across this particular lifetime, but also over many lifetimes and through different timelines as well. So it's a very profound experience. And if you're a woman who's experiencing any physical dis-ease, any emotional disturbance, any psychological dis-ease as well, or energetic exhaustion, feeling drained, depleted, all the things, this is for you. Okay, because we're going to be rewiring and rewriting all these patterns and programs that have been playing on repeat, often for many lifetimes and generation after generation. This imprint is passed down through the family lineage. And so we're going to just rewrite that and create a different experience for yourself moving forward. And not only for yourself, but for all. And we're going to speak to that in a moment. The other layer of this course is that it is a facilitator training. It's a certified facilitator training. And as such, you're receiving certificates actually along the way. Within the first month or even 2 months, you're receiving certifications so that you can implement this straight up. If you're ready to be facilitating cacao ceremonies or holding women's circles, this is for you, because straight up, you're going to have that education, the experience, and be practicing that embodiment to show up as a facilitator. Now, this is phenomenal because you could use this in a very shall we say, close scale, as in you're just sharing with your family and your friends, that's beautiful. And that ripple effect alone is so very profound. So please don't underestimate you showing up, being present, and sharing this medicine and magic with your nearest and dearest, because that is so incredibly valuable for you, practicing that embodiment as a facilitator, but for them as well, having that experience of these heart expanding awakenings, these healings and evolutions that we're stepping into with one another. Ram Dass, his quote is just like, we're all just walking each other home. And that's exactly what this course feels like to me, and exactly what my life's journey has been, is that we're just walking one another home. We're just guiding each other step by step, breath by breath. And what a beautiful gift that is. So that's really cool, because again, even just sharing with your nearest and dearest is really profound, to share that level of presence and just acceptance and love with one another, that appreciation for each other. That is such valuable medicine now more than ever before. But those of you who might be ready to take this next level, you will be able to start holding cacao ceremonies, facilitating women's circles, like straight up. Within the first month or two, you're able to have that certification and that education, as well as the experiences and the embodiment, to start practicing facilitating in your communities and for your clients. And that's a really beautiful piece of the puzzle. I'm also super excited to share with you that there's going to be, I haven't quite shared this yet, but I'm really excited to, and I can't keep holding it in because it's like, it really wants to come out. So the beauty of this creation, this 9-month journey together, is that you're not just receiving access to me as the facilitator, you're actually receiving access to numerous facilitators across so many different fields of work, including various medicines and modalities. And these are experts in their field from around the world. Like, how rich is that, that you're receiving access to so many incredibly world-class facilitators? So that just feels so expansive. And it's beautiful for me too, because I'm not gifted in every realm. There are some aspects of branding and business marketing and all that kind of stuff that is so not my jazz. And I am so incredibly blessed to have a super support team of sisters who are gifted in that realm. And so I'm able to lean on their support for those types of creations in my own personal brand and business. But it will also give you access to their support as well. And that feels phenomenal, because I know that so many of you are either, again, we're at various stages. Some of you have maybe not thought of creating a brand or business, but I've been sensing you and hearing from you that actually, with this being a certified facilitator training, that activation is starting to awaken within you, and that's beautiful. Many others of you are already, establishing a brand or a business. You're already desiring to show up and create cacao ceremonies, hold women's circles, all the delicious, juicy things that is the divine feminine essence of you. You're ready to bring that through. And I also sense that if you're anything like me, you're going to need a little bit of support, because those realms of branding and business may or may not be your jam. And what I have learned is that it's so valuable when we can lean into collaboration with one another, when we can recognize each other's gifts and medicines and call on that magic, so that we have way more space when we're delegating those tasks. We have space to show up, one, for ourselves, two, for our families, your partner, your children, whoever it may be, your furry friends, your plants, but then also to fine tune the frequency and the embodiment of your unique divine feminine essence, your unique magic and medicine. And that gets to anchor into the Gaian grids and for the collective consciousness at a much more pristine kind of frequency, and that feels phenomenal. I tell you, it is like such a weight off my shoulders knowing that I actually have a team supporting me now. And I feel so incredibly blessed and very grateful that I can help gift this on for you women who are in that phase of your journey as well. So that feels really exciting for me and incredibly expansive, that within 1 to 2 months of you stepping into this experience with me, you're already able to show up as a certified cacao facilitator and as a certified women's circle facilitator. So yeah, wow, that's huge. And then from there on, the journey just gets deeper and even more divine, and you are gifted even more tools and techniques to support you first and foremost, but to also have the opportunity to also have the opportunity to support others in your life, whether it be your partner, whether it be your children, whether it be your fairy friends and plants, your family, your friends, the community, your clients, and to feel that ripple effect emanating through the collective consciousness into the Gaian grids. That is truly the richness of what we're stepping into through this creation and course that we're sharing with one another. And again, like that just feels so enriching, expansive, and evolutionary. Also because, like I said before, we're working with multi-dimensional healing and evolution. So this is not just supporting you here and now, not even just supporting your community or friends, family here and now. It's rippling across lifetimes and timelines. And we're going to dive into all of that. If you're not yet familiar with it, others of you will feel that resonance and that power and that richness of being able to like ripple. I've got this image now of this pristine lake, but there's just, with this gentle summer breeze, it's just rippling across the surface of the water. And that's what we're doing. We're just rippling this peace and prosperity through these different timelines, through these different lifetimes, generation after generation, for the children and their children who are yet to come. Like, that's how profound this experience truly is. So you can feel like my enthusiasm is just buzzing with this. I've been tuning in with Mama Cacao in the garden and with Gaia this morning. And so it's just feeling so like, oh, my heart is like pulsing with pleasure, because it's such a gift that I've been able to invest in myself in this way, that I've been able to honor my own personal ancestral healing and evolution, but that I'm now blessed to be able to gift this on to so many other women, and to witness how this ripples. As I've just described, how far this truly ripples is fucking phenomenal. So with that, tying back to our conversation yesterday around certified and non-certified, what I will say is that many of you know that we just recently launched Jaguar Medicine, Fierce Feminine Frequency Keepers, Birthing the New Earth. And this is the third multi-author book that I've been a part of. And it was the most fucking phenomenal. Like, the moment my publisher, Shannon, mentioned the name Jaguar to me, I was like, I'm in. Full body fuck yes, I'm in. And I knew right there and then this was going to be such an epic experience and initiation. And you know what's so beautiful? As I was journeying through Jaguar, I was sharing it with women, and I could not contain my excitement. Like, I was inviting in all my sisters, because I was like, you are the fierce feminine frequency keepers birthing the new earth. You need to be a part of this experience, to be weaving your words for this new earth that's emerging now. And so like my enthusiasm was just like, yes. And you know what? Everyone has felt that energy, and all around the world, anyone I've been tuning in with about this book, whether they've bought it, whether they've read it or not, they feel it humming and buzzing through their heart. And that is Mother Jaguar at her like crystal core, like fucking phenomenal energy. I feel so intimately connected with Jaguar spirit. So, and needless to say, it really was our most successful multi-author book yet. So not surprising, really, given how much that energy is just like all through the world. Anyways, with that, naturally, Jaguar spirit is so alive within me. And for those of you who don't feel familiar with what is Mother Jaguar, what is her essence and energy and her spirit, what is the teaching of her medicine and magic, one, pick up a copy of the Kindle or paperback edition, because in my chapter I extensively speak to my perception and experience and my education around Mother Jaguar and what she is and who she is and how she shows up for us. So you will learn a lot through that chapter, and I dare say through all the other women's stories as well. I haven't yet even dove into the book, and I'm so excited to. So just as a kind of brief overview and to hone back in on our course and creation here, Jaguar spirit is buzzing through my being and body at the moment. You can probably feel it pulsing through the portal of this technology. And with that, there's two key aspects of Mother Jaguar that I will speak to, actually three, that are really alive within me. Is one, a fierce protector. This creation for this course is coming through me. I know I'm not the only one in creation with this, as in I have a team physically of beautiful sisters that are helping me with all the behind the scenes stuff, shall we say. I also know that my spirit team and my energetic team is helping me big time with creating this for you all. And of course, the facilitators that are coming into this experience too, and you as the participant, you're a part of this co-creation. So I know that I am only one of the creators of this course. And with that, I'm only one of the protectors too, but I do feel this fierce as fuck protective energy, like this creation, much like, you know, a woman creating a child within her and giving birth to this. This is how intimately I feel this creation coming through me for this course. It's, you know, it's been like 10 years in the making. So it's a huge journey that I've been on to get to this now place to be able to share it with you. So that in itself is phenomenal. But also that, yeah, this creation's coming through me. I feel that I'm giving birth to it. And so with that, like any mother, like most mothers, there's a fierce as fuck protective energy. This is my baby, you know, and it's here for all of us. But with that, I feel protective of the creation and the course itself and the container of this safe and sacred space for you as the women stepping into this experience. I therefore also feel protective of you. And so with that, there is an application process, because this creation and course may or may not be for you, as we established at the start of this share. And the other thing is that you and I may or may not be for each other. You know, I honor that I'm a unique flavor of tea, and I'm okay with that. So I may or may not be your cup of tea. You may or may not be my cup of tea. What I will say about that is it doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, that's not my flavor of cup of tea, so I'm just not going to drink it. I personally have received a lot of medicine in drinking, you know, I'm thinking of Mama Cacao now. For those who have had cacao before, you know she's bitter, right? She can be sweet depending on what you add to her, and she could be spicy depending on what you add to her as well. But her bitterness is just like there. That's consistent, especially if you're receiving pure ceremonial grade cacao. She's bitter. And that's part of the medicine. And you know what I love about that is it's such valuable teachings. Just like life, sometimes it tastes bitter. You know, I'll be straight up and transparent and with absolute love and compassion. My mentor, who I've been working with now for so many years, like I think 2019 is when I started with the beautiful Samantha J. she's for sure triggered me along the way. Holy fuck, has she triggered me. And what a beautiful blessing, because one, I have the integrity to look at my triggers, and much like a wolf, I track that scent to its source so that I can receive the teachings. And whenever I don't have that level of integrity, she calls me on it. And I've got to go, yeah, shit, fair enough. All right. And then together we can dive into it. She's always been completely compassionate, even when I've projected horrific sisterhood wounding to her, or whatever different projections of the shadow that I've, projected onto her, which is not her shit to carry at all. She's always showed up for me. She's always persevered with patience and compassion and love. But she's always been fierce enough to call me on my shit, on my shadow, and on my stories. And that's what I fucking love about this woman, because she's a very unique flavor. She's not everyone's cup of tea, perhaps. And yet I feel so blessed that I've been able to look beyond that, because I've got plenty of women who reach out to me all the time. And they're like, why are you working with her? Let me fucking tell you, like, she's a powerhouse. And I am so fucking blessed to work with Samantha J. Side note there. Anyway, so what I will say is, like, yeah, we're not necessarily going to be each other's cup of tea, and that's okay. If you're willing to lean into the triggers and move beyond the shit, the stories, the shadow of it, then yeah, we can work together. If not, yeah, we're definitely not meant for each other, and that's okay. Yeah, so there's this fierce protective energy, and that's why there is an application process. One, this is limited to a certain amount of women, because I'm going to be showing up for you each within the group field, and you're all showing up for each other as fully as you can too, because we're creating a family here, right? But the other thing is that I'm aware of where we're going. It's a deep dive, baby. Like, we are diving into our shit, our shadow, all our stories, and we're rewiring all of that. So yeah, if you don't, if you're not up for the ride, don't come along, because we are diving into, the way I see it, it's like, imagine we are out in the middle of the ocean. We're in this beautiful boat. It's so cool. All of our sisters there. It's a gorgeous day, like blue skies, sunny weather, just like, yes. And we're all geared up because we're going scuba diving. We've got the anchor of the boat deep down in the roots, in the sand, in the heart and the womb of Gaia. She's holding us so strong. We're so supported. And we're going down. I'm going to sometimes be in the boat with you. Sometimes be in the boat while you're diving deep. And you know that if ever you need to surface, I'm right there with you. I'm holding you. I can guide you. I can support you to look for what you need to see beyond the darkness that may be there. I can also dive down and collect you if you need. Like, if shit gets real, I'm down there with you, and I'll be flowing through that experience with you. I've spoken to this before, is that, like, yeah, I may be the facilitator or the teacher, let's say, but just as much I am the student as you are the teacher as well. So there's that dance too. I'll be with you. And as we're going scuba diving, it is going to be dark some days. Like, we're not going to be able to see at times. And it is going to maybe feel a little bit scary and confronting. And holy fuck, there's a, what do you call that? Like a shipwreck. Like, whoa, what are we going to do? That's kind of, I don't know. I get excited by that because I'm like, wow, that's kind of mysterious. What are we going to find? And then shit, there's a fucking shark there. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's okay. Here come the dolphins. We're protected. It's safe. It's sound. Let's do this. And we're diving through this shipwreck, and fuck, there's a skeleton in there, man. That's scary. But curious. What is the story behind that? Let's discover what's here. And oh my God, there's a fucking hidden treasure chest. Baby, when you open this up, it is full of gems, and they are all for you. Like, that's how I feel this experience. That is the vision that always comes through. That is the journey I've had with Samantha J in like the past number of years now, diving into the shit, diving into the shadow, diving into those stories and resurfacing. And now I feel like the dolphins diving and riding the waves, through the light of day. And that's what we are, that's what we're going into together. So I hope that journey I just led you on invites that enthusiasm and excitement for the mystery and the magic that's yet to unfold, the medicine that's here for us all. And so with that, you know, some days it is going to be intense. So I am going to be there to support you one-to-one just as much as I am holding and supporting the group field. I'll be there for you one-to-one. Hence, this is only open to limited spaces because I want to show up for each of these women fully. And on that note, be with you in sec. I don't know how much of that noise came through, but my alarm was going off. I have a training soon. So the thing is, the thing is, you know what is so exciting is that right now I'm closing so many doors to so many different relationships or experiences that have sustained me for years that are no longer true or necessary or nourishing, because I am creating space. I am creating space for you. I am creating space for this course. Together, we get to be present with each other through this experience, you know, and I feel so, I'm not going to lie, daunted by that, because some of what I'm closing is still dear to my heart. I just know that it's so true for me to create this space for you. And I feel blessed and honored to be able to move into that experience, you know. And of course, I'm creating space for more of me to take up space. And that's something we're going to dive into through this course as well. So that's why limited space is available. And this is an application process because we may or may not be for each other. This course may or may not be for you. And I'm okay with that. What I will say on the application process, and tying back to this fierce protective part of me, is that, so as I said, like, this is so rich. You're not just getting access to me as a facilitator, you're getting access to world-class facilitators in so many different fields. Like, that is fucking phenomenal. I have never, ever come across a course quite like this before. And I'm not just saying that because it's my own creation. I'm genuinely like, if you've heard of that, please let me know, because I don't know that I have. And that is a really exciting thing. I know that collaboration right now is so like humming and buzzing and pulsing with enthusiasm, because this is the time now to be co-creating and collaborating with one another. So I'm a full body fuck yes to inviting in all these experts in their field, world-class experts, into this experience with us. However, fierce as fuck protector, I am not going to be accepting anyone. I am going to be having an application process for the facilitators coming into this experience. I will be checking around their certification and their embodiment, because as I shared with you in the discussion we had about certified and non-certified, sometimes we need that certification to have a richer sense of embodiment and be in much more integrity for ourselves and for all that is. Other times, we can be devouring these trainings and certifications, but only letting it land in our mind, not really emanating with that resonance in our heart and letting it seep into ourselves and our body. And that's not embodied knowledge or wisdom. So I'm going to be checking for key aspects when it comes to these world-class facilitators that I'm inviting into this experience with us. And this is not open for everyone and anyone. Okay. And I really want to highlight that, because for you as a woman, as a participant coming into this experience with me, I am here to protect you just as much as the course and the creation itself, as well as me as well. That's really important. So yeah, it's really, it's going to be a wonderful experience that I get to practice my own divine discernment. And, you know, I want to share this too. It's just coming through now because there's so many women out there, if you're anything like me, who maybe you haven't actually Maybe you were never taught boundaries. As a kid growing up, maybe you were never taught boundaries. Maybe your boundaries were crossed in seemingly insignificant or really extreme, severe ways. And again, I can relate with all of this. And I know that when we are not taught boundaries as a child, or when we have our boundaries crossed repetitively and sometimes really severely, we then have no fucking sense of boundaries for the rest of our life in various facets of our life until we start to learn and integrate and implement practicing those boundaries. And this is what I have the blessing of now, is like my journey of 10 years has taught me so much about affirming boundaries, and that actually this is necessary and nourishing for my well-being, but all of those around me. And how cool to be able to practice this for our creation and course, to be able to practice my divine discernment of like what women are truly called into this experience, and what women are, or facilitators are truly going to be nourishing for our space as well. And that feels really awesome. I'm super excited for it. So I feel like that's everything we need to speak to for now. I've got lots more content and shares coming through, but all in due and divine timing. Thank you for tuning in, sending you so many blessings for your day.